Hi friends, so I am not going to be in class when you guys have to do this lab, and normally I hate doing labs when I'm not there, but this has to happen based on all the time that we have. So let me run you through exactly what you're going to do so you totally have an understanding when you have to go and do it in class. First, you're going to need your procedure. So this guy should be annotated hopefully from last class to this class, but it's going to walk you through everything that you need. All of the lab supplies should be set up on the bench for you. You're going to work in groups of 2. So there's going to be at least 2 groups, one on each side of the lab bench, and it's going to be set up so that each side has enough supplies. Things you'll notice at your bench, all of the samples that you're going to need are in this little thing, and they all have different colored tubes. So it's got everything from the primary antibody, PA, to secondary antibody, SA, substrate, and then there's a positive and negative in there as well. The other little container that you have are the yellow tubes, and those are your 2 patients. So each group is going to have 2 patients so that collectively the whole class will be able to go over the class results later. So everybody's kind of testing everybody. Each group will get that. You also have a little tray that has 2 strips. These strips are hard plastic. They can come out. You'll need to take them out at various points. You just lift up on the edges and you won't break it. And then they just click right back in. So it doesn't really matter where they're in there, but you can just kind of click them back in. One of the very first steps you're going to need to do is label these. You can take a Sharpie and just write on the side of the wells. You're going to write 1 through 12 on one, and the directions are in the procedure for the other. You'll have a positive control, a negative control, and then the 2 patients. So the first one's your serial dilution, and the second one are your actual samples. So you're going to be using both of those. You have a trash beaker where all of your extra tips and things like that will go. And then you also have pipette tips. So you have these guys that you're going to be using for the exact measurement. And totally forgot the other thing. You're going to have these guys, which are just regular little transfer pipettes for when you wash, which is what the little beaker guy is. It says wash buffer on it. So you're going to use that. So now, in the procedure, you need to use a pipette. And some of you haven't used one before, and some of you are a little bit rusty. So let me just walk you through it. This one is for microliters. It's set for 20 to 200. We're going to be doing 50 most of the time. So as long as this number says 50, you're good to go. If not, you can change it by turning the top. So as you click it right or left, it'll change. You want it to say 50. I think at the very first pipette, it actually wants it to 100. So you could do 50 twice, or you could set it up to 100. You will then open your pipette box and just push down on one of the tips, and it should stick. Go ahead and close the box because we don't want air contaminating the rest of them. To use this, at the top, this purple button has 2 clicks worth. You can click down to the first one, and then it should stop. You should then be able to click even farther. When you're pipetting, very, very important, you go just down to the first click. Then you're going to put it into whatever liquid you're pipetting and release. You should now see liquid in the tip of the pipette. And if you do it too quickly, you might not get enough. Also, if you push down, a common mistake is that you push down all the way and then suck up your liquid. You're getting way more than you need. And that means you're also going to run out of the sample because I put just enough for you to use in here. So if you pipette it incorrectly, you're going to run out sooner and you're just going to have to deal. So first click, put it in the liquid, release. Now you have your predetermined amount. When you want to release it, you go over to whatever tube you're putting it in, put it in, and now you push it down all the way. It just makes sure that it expels out everything. Then remove it from the liquid and release. If you release it and then pull out afterward, you're just sucked up everything you just had. So push it down, take it out of the liquid, and release. Your pipette tip should be empty. When you're done with it or don't need it anymore, it just goes in the trash beaker. So you're going to come over here and just click it with the white button. The white button will eject the pipette tip. That's generally how you use this thing. So in the directions, the first thing you're going to do is go through and add the negative sample. So again, all of your samples are in here labeled. In this case, it's blue. You're going to add that to wells 2 through 12. And then it's going to give you directions on creating that serial dilution. And then it's going to give you directions on your samples. I will tell you time is going to be tight. If you go too slowly, you are not going to finish by the end of the hour. That is why you need to come having your procedure totally done. There are 5-minute wait periods. And during those wait periods, there is a results sheet that will be handed out in class also, where you can keep track and it has you calculating dilutions. Save that for the wait times. Don't take away and do it early, because then you're going to definitely run out of time. So wait and do it with the wait times that are on the back. You do have to wash your samples. As you learned with ELISA, there's several wash steps. So what you do to wash when you're ready is you'll have paper towel. You're going to go through tons of paper towel. You are literally going to pop each one of these out of the tray. And that's why there's 2 of you. One of you can be doing one strip and the other person can be doing the other strip to make it go faster. You're going to take it, flip it over, and really slam it on the table. So you're really like knock it on the table to get whatever liquid in the tube is out. Don't be afraid. The key with that is don't go over the same spot twice. If you tap over the same spot, you might get some cross-contamination and your results are going to be ruined. So just go ahead and kind of, as you're going, just slam it down on the table and kind of tap down the paper and go in places that you didn't go. Then you're going to put it back in the tray. When you're washing, you can use these bigger pipettes. You don't have to use the fancy guy with special measurements. You just use one of these guys and you just take from the wash and basically fill up the wells. Then you're going to take it out again and oops, I snapped it in half. Guess I'm getting a new one. And then you're going to do that process again. So in between every step, there's a double wash. So that takes time. At the very, very end, you should start to see those blue colors. So your serial dilution should have a nice gradient of blue from really blue to clear. And then you should see the positive control should turn blue. It should be positive. If it's not blue, you did something wrong. The negative control should be clear because there's no antigen in there, so there shouldn't turn blue. If it does, you did something wrong. And then you'll have your 2 patients. So by the end of the hour, you need to have your 2 patients and determine, do they have meningitis? Meaning, did it turn blue or not? And if they did have meningitis, you figure out which tube from your serial dilution it matches up with. And that will give you a clue as to the exact concentration in that tube. I realize I'm not there and it's a bit of a jumble and you're not there to ask questions. So just try your best. If something seems to go wrong, just keep going. We will go over it on Monday to make sure everybody's on the same page. But with my class today, it went straight all the way to the bell. So don't worry about all of that stuff. You can leave your stuff on the bench. Just try to clean it up and put it back on the tray as best as you can, but I'll fix it and clean it up when I get back. Okay? Good luck. I trust you. I'm hoping you watch this video before you get to class so that you're totally prepared. Okay. Thanks.